Welcome back to Digital Devil Saga. Last time we found out that Needhogs are both adorable and extremely deadly, deadlier than I expected. This time, we have unlocked the final configuration for the dungeon, the white mode, but there are some areas we still haven't actually explored in blue mode yet. I want to get that done before we face off against Varin himself, or again, rather, Colonel Beck. So I think one of them will be through here. Yes, it is. Now, although the map here looks like it's totally new, if we head down here, we appear to be back in that area we were originally. Or maybe we'll see the special thing that happens with Gira Mikala, potentially. Provided we don't get shocked to death. Well, that was certainly a turn by the enemy. That was also a turn by the enemy. Thank you, Cielo. One of these days, we'll see that Gira Mikala thing, but for now, we can actually finally get this. Despite the map being, like, totally new, I'm pretty sure that these items are the same. And are the same in any configuration. And in fact, white mode is going to share some rooms with some of the other modes too. And it is going to let us back in the lobby. See, there is a door up there that I never tried to go through in blue mode. And I may as well do that, because there are some parts of the area that we have not actually explored in blue mode. So going through here, obviously it's going to warp us. Well, obvious to me, because I know this place. And it leads us right up in the north, which was the one area that I haven't explored in this configuration. Pretty sure that right there is another warp. Oh, I don't believe I've ever seen Sati yet. So, Sati is interesting, because, So Sati was a human girl who devoted herself to Shiva, and eventually Shiva agreed to marry her. But to avoid her mortal royal suitors, who were all jerks and kept pursuing her, she ended up immolating herself. But she was reborn as Parvati, Shiva's actual wife, so they ended up together in the end. But being a literal girl on fire, she is weak to ice, drains fire, repels expel though. Okay, we should be pretty close to level 45 on most people before the fight here. Unfortunately, Argilla is behind, but she'll catch up. So, yeah, this is the library with the small karma terminal, and if we go in the other library entrance, I'm pretty sure the chest there should already be claimed. So, this part of the mansion was lowered down in, I believe, red mode was the first one we checked. But yeah, the chests here are already claimed, so yes, indeed, these are areas we've already been through before. They've just been swapped to another part of the mansion, and for some reason the map considers them new areas. Wow, straight up one-shot at that thanks to Earth Boost and Amp. Well, Argilla's at least getting back up there. Not quite 50 magic, though. And this should be yet another warp. Which thankfully led us right back where we need to go. So yeah, that's basically all of blue mode explored. And now for real this time, Code White. Varin probably is the kind of guy who'd have a Code White. Negative energy felt from the north side of the mansion, now once and for all. And this is the real negative energy we've been seeking this whole time. Does anyone here say something new? I think you're saying the same thing. So if we head through this door, we'll reach the place with the chest that had the Titania ambush. I think we've already claimed everywhere from that part, so this is the real direction we need to go in. And the rooms will look familiar at first, but eventually things will change. So this will lead back into that courtyard. We've already claimed the chest here. Oh, this encounter again. Seems like it's a courtyard thing. Maybe this time I can actually show the real, Easter egg with the Giramacalas. Because if I keep using Mahama on, it's not going to die, and it will stay on low health. Or I could just miss. Or he could kill us. Yeah, don't underestimate Giramakala, he is very strong. Oh, you'll get used to that a lot if you fight the super boss, but I'm pretty sure Gale still has not Void Death, Resist Death up. Yeah, your health percentage is getting very, very low now that I'm doing only this little damage with Hammer. I still love the fact that Hammer can make things frightened. Come on, you can do it, you can do it. There we go. Oh, we're all finished. Can't you hear the Colonel's footsteps? Giramakala ran away. Big Giramakala appeared. It is my duty to devour the useless. When I get through with you, you won't ever be able to hunt or devour ever again. Got that, you worthless pieces of trash? You call that a battle stance? My grandmother looks more menacing than that. Quit fooling around. 25 more push-ups for you bastards. You better be done by the time I get back. Got that, you worthless pieces of trash? Giramakala ran away. So, that is Sarge. He's a thing that exists. I think it is possible to kill him, but it's kind of hard. He has different stats to a regular Giramakala, and, he runs away after one attack. But yeah, if you leave a Giramakala on low health for long enough, that happens. It's a very strange battle interaction, but you tend to remember it if you see it. I don't even know if he's worth any more AP than the regular Giramakala. I mean, you'd expect that he would be, but I generally prefer just to deal with the regular one. And some people think that it's exclusive to the Brute's base, but it's not. Giramakala appears in a later dungeon, and you can still have Sarge show up there. I thought that might happen. Oh well. At least Cielo leveled up. So this time, if we make our way around the courtyard, we should be in new territory after opening this door. Well, pretty much new territory. Because yeah, there is an actual room on the other side of that door. Hey there, Yolunga. Always nice to see more Australian representation. I mean, not that the Japanese developers probably consulted any actual Australian Aboriginal people when making that creature design, but still. So yeah, we are back in the library with the same chests, but this time the library is connected somewhere. Okay, Argilla has Mazanma and Force Drain. Good timing because we're very close to that terminal. There will be a heal point before Varin as well. It's a little boring, but I think I will go for this. Just getting you closer to getting rid of your weakness. Gale's going to take a little while on that, and Cielo already has got rid of his weakness, even though it takes more skill slots. Yeah, there is actually a null element mantra, but it's a lot later into the grid, and honestly, I don't think personally, I don't really need it for Cielo. Generally speaking, I only need 2 to 3 ailment nulling skills on him. You'll very rarely run into any enemy that uses, like, every single ailment. So, some people have argued that Cielo's not as good as I've claimed, just because it takes forever to null all ailments, but I don't think you really need to. So, yeah, as you can see here, there are some stairs leading, well, downstairs. Yeah, I remember the basement area of this dungeon because it is where, in my first playthrough, I ended up encountering the Sarge Giramakala for the first time. The basement areas are not that big, though. It almost looks like some kind of excavation went down here. Which is sort of interesting. Maybe these are like trenches. In the Japanese version, this place is known as the Brutes or Brutish Camp. Oh, here we go. Hi, Color. And I kind of like the name Camp for this place. It definitely kind of has that military vibe to it. I suppose base does too, though. Wow, that barely does anything if you're not frightened. Yeah, not sure why this was the first place I encountered Sarge, but I did. And there's a life terminal here. That's not suspicious at all. We are approaching the end. And we have a rare chest just sitting there in the open. Logic cell, so, you know, more money for us later. And then this. MP noise, that's great to have. Oh, I have 2 luck noise. I must have got these dropped from enemies. I suppose Argilla can take those. Argilla will take the extra HP too. Yeah, Cielo might need a little bit more. And MP noise. Haven't been giving those to heat in a while. So yeah, the basement area is totally optional. There will be more basement areas to this, well, base later on, but they're also optional because they're accessed via a special area. Can't actually get to them on this visit. But yeah, in order to actually reach where we need to go, we need to keep heading down this hallway. Hi, girl on fire. I don't have any ice in this party. Oh, right, yeah, well, that's the downside of not having Null Ailment on Cielo, because, Nerve is one of the few things that I'm not covering with a skill right now. In fact, I should probably put Null Nerve on him soon, because the next major dungeon, which I won't spoil what it is, but it is going to involve a lot of very bad Nerve-using enemies, and you very much want Null Nerve for that. And intense hatred pervades from behind the door. Oh boy. Yeah. Yep, the Colonel himself is there. So, let's set up our party. I want Surf for story reasons. He is the subject of this guy's hatred. I don't think I've used the Surf Gale Cielo party for many bosses, and the reason why I'm going with this is that both Gale and Cielo have Rakunda, which I've forgotten about for ages. Markunda might not be a bad idea either. Now, there will be an ailment used by this boss, but let's just say there's nothing you can do to protect against it. For this boss, you want your best single-target attacks. Multi-target attacks are a bad idea for reasons we'll soon see. If you have anything boosted by Boost and Amp, use that. Doesn't really matter what element. Also got some healing here. Gale has Force Repel. Because the upcoming boss is primarily a Force user, so you'll want either Force Repel or Drain to block its most dangerous attacks. I've got Life Bonus, Recalm, Elect Boost, Secunda, and Rakunda. Let me just rearrange those debuffs so they're closer to each other. He can cancel buffs and debuffs as well. He's also primarily a magical attacker. He'll use every element, so that's why having Cielo here is decent, because he has no elemental weaknesses. And I have Markunda here that I could show to lower the boss's magic. Now, I don't have Surf's weakness to fire covered. That could actually be a problem. I might as well set Void Fire. I don't really think I'll need this, but as a just in case. But okay, let's go. It looks like a copy of the foyer.
Well, nothing upstairs.
It's been a while, sir. Yes, that's the face. The one I couldn't forget even if I wanted to.
Surf!
I don't know you. But I do remember you. How the hell can you follow the man who devoured you?
What are you talking about? I don't know.
You were the first to be devoured.
And you, I feel sorry for you. How many times must you die for this woman? What? Do not underestimate my power. You look hungry. There's plenty to eat here. Devour as much as you like. Tribes, comrades, I'm sick of all that bullshit. I'll make you recall the sins you have forgotten.
Stop it! I won't allow that. How dare you? How dare you try to do this to them? I won't let you hurt my friends!
Huh. You won't allow it? As if you have any right. To hell with you all! I've had enough of this godforsaken dump! I'll kill your precious leader and finally get out of this hellhole!
This is Ravana, and he's invisible. And so he's represented by 6 different slots we could potentially target, and one of them has him in it. We don't know which one. And if you try and cheat this by using multi-target attacks, then they will immediately fail. You must guess with single-target attacks, which is kind of annoying. So the most annoying thing about this boss fight is that it is luck-based in more ways than one. There are things that will happen eventually that will make things a bit easier, but for now it's mostly just a guessing game. And you still lose press turns for attacking the wrong target. Meanwhile, he can just attack you with impunity. Nope, that's a miss. Not in there either. Okay, going for Bukudine. As I said, he's mostly a magical attacker. Sarah. He isn't in the center. Try the left or right. So the problem is, Sarah's advice, she just narrows it down to vague ranges, and rather than anything specific. So left or right could actually be a few different places. I forget if he moves every turn or not. I'm going to try the extreme right. Nope. Okay, what about here? Yeah, there he was. Okay. So now we've exposed him, and he is going to use Mega Dollar here. And he's moved already. He's on the right somewhere. Okay. So either of these two. Am I going to go Gambler's Fallacy and go for this one? I went with Surf before. Yeah, I got him. Good. Okay. So there he is. So I can't scan him because he's a boss, but Ravana is neutral to most elements. He nulls the standard boss things, and he uses basically everything. The real challenge of this phase is just actually hitting him. Ravana is interesting because he was a demon king and the main antagonist of the Hindu epic Ramayana. So that's why I said when I mentioned Hanuman earlier. Ravana originally asked for the gods for immortality, but when that was refused, he decided to compromise by asking for protection against devas, demons, and spirits. Then he became a king and kidnapped Rama's wife, so Rama incarnated himself as a human, which was one of the beings he did not choose to have protection against, and so he was able to kill him. What is kind of interesting is that most of the more openly villainous characters of this game, like Bat and Mick and this guy, they all their Asura forms are figures from Hindu mythology that were villainous in their original myths. Whereas Jnana and Lupa, the two more ally characters that we fought against, they were based on people from mythology who were benevolent. Okay, center. I need to heal though. Kind of hate having to waste Surf's damage by healing, but gonna have to do that. Center. So either of these two. Okay, got him first try. Nice. Probably want to heal again, though. Or do I want to blast with Surf? I think he should be done with this hit. There we go. Okay, phase 1 down. Yeah, this guy has 2 phases.
Do not underestimate me. I will see you mutilated and broken. Die at the hands of Colonel Beck.
So, this is Ravana Form 2. It actually looks a little silly, to be honest, but it's kind of like he has a zip-up suit around himself, or almost like one of those shell former Transformers. But don't underestimate him, because he has a dangerous new trick up his sleeve, Hunger Wave. Though now that he's gone out of that stage, I can probably afford to debuff him. So, let's go ahead and I'll roll Rakunda. Then I might Makunda after this. I haven't actually used that before. I kind of prefer when Tarunda affects both physical and magic. But here we go. Here's the reason why this fight's kind of annoying, especially for speedruns, because this is very random. Hunger Wave, here we go. Okay, Cielo got hungry. Oh, here's Infinite Wind. This is his sort of signature move. Hungry characters seem to take more damage from that. I think they have massively lowered defense. But here's the thing. The only cure for hunger is a weirdly localized song. Every turn, Sarah will cure one random character of hunger status. This is relevant because it's possible for multiple characters to be affected by hunger in the same turn, and very often, Sarah will not cure the character you really want her to cure. Hungry characters will also randomly attack their allies, so that can be unfortunate too. I think I'll actually go for another Rakunda on him. So depending on who gets hit by Hunger Wave, this fight can either be very easy or very difficult. I believe it's got a 65% chance of affecting anyone. Oh boy, 2 people hungry, that's bad. Oh, and you really like curing Cielo today. I mean, you know, you should. Cielo's a great guy, but now we have to deal with a hungry Gale. Yeah, he attacks the party. It's kind of like Super Charm, in a sense. Thankfully, though, it won't result in them healing the enemy. I'll Makunda you. But yeah, he got the only person with my Force Repel as well, so yep, here's Infinite Wind. At least Gale resists that naturally. Yikes, that does do a lot of damage, though. And at least he's getting cured. Yeah, get used to that, because you'll be hearing it a lot. You know what? I think I need to Medea with Surf here and get Cielo back up. Probably want to go for Revival Gems at this point. We are soon approaching a point where the Revival Gem will be useless. And Megadola. Hopefully you've had enough Makundas to kind of neuter that. Okay, it did a little bit of damage. And Pterodyne, okay. Yeah, he's a bit random about who he decides to target with his attacks. He's got a good amount of health, though. Okay, now I can set up the Force Repel, finally. I think I'd actually rather use a medical kit. Just want to get our health pretty topped off here. Okay, going for Argidyne. Oh, of course, he hit a weakness. Going for Bufudyne. Nobody's weak to that. Okay, did not go for my Force Repel bait. Got a freeze there, but that was a bit too little too late. His normal attack does look pretty silly, admittedly. I think I'll put the Force Repel back up. And let's Rakunda again. Okay, are we gonna get... Oh, we have 2 people hungry. Well, yeah, Surf really doesn't want to get hungry today. Thankfully, our Force Repel is still up, and the reason why I'm using Repel and not Drain, wow, you really like Cielo today, is because he's not immune to Force, so he'll take damage from his own repelled Force attacks. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get that this turn because Gale is hungry. Yeah, you sometimes take damage to yourself. Now, I almost wonder if one more hit from Surf will do it. It did! Nice! So again, it's a little luck-based. That fight can either be very easy or very difficult depending on who Sarah decides to go for. Oh, I actually got AP from that too. Which is a little weird, given what's about to happen. Implies that we definitely didn't devour him. At least, not yet. Okay, I think Gale might actually be up to getting Debilitate now. But yeah, now that I've maxed out Surf's magic, he's gonna go Vitality for the rest of his levels. It's weird how little he needs Agility. Because magic somehow influences magic accuracy.
Varin, what did you mean I was devoured?
Don't call me by that name. I am a colonel. I am Colonel Beck.
You seem to know about Surf. Why is it that you know about everyone except me?
You're all fools. You, and you too. Have you forgotten how that girl cast us into this hell? Let me remind you then. You and I, we are all humans who died. In the same nirvana you're all desperate to reach.
That can't be. We died?
That girl will destroy the world. She is truly the devil.
And that happened. We're suddenly just kicked back here just to process all that. So that cutscene is so important that early on in the sequel, you are given the option to rewatch that cutscene. Meanwhile, Sarah is missing and our team is scattered around. So apparently we're all people who died once before in the nirvana we're trying to reach. So what the heck is the junkyard? Apparently Sarah cast us into this place, but she doesn't seem to remember doing that. And he doesn't recognize Gale. Us being people who died once before, though, would not only fit the Hinduism themes of, like, reincarnation and the cycle of life, but also the fact that we know about concepts that don't exist in the junkyard. Also, Angel described us as children of purgatory. Maybe this is a kind of purgatory.
Wait, I knew that didn't make sense. That was the first cat that I ever saw. So then how did I know what it was?
That is not all. We also know of children and parents. And yet, none of these things exist here in the junkyard.
So then we remember these things from Nirvana? We actually died before and were sent to the junkyard? Now we're like this? We devour each other. Janana, Lupa, so many people died. And you think Sarah's behind all this? How the hell could she be?
I don't know. You know I ain't that smart.
This choice actually does affect something in the sequel. I believe the correct answer here is it doesn't matter. This is the last of the choices in this game that affect the sequel. Dialogue-wise, at least. The rest involve beating optional bosses.
Huh?
Exactly. Knowing the truth wouldn't change anything. Who cares about this stupid world? So what if we died? Forget all that crap. Look at what all of us have become.
We're comrades.
Then there's nothing to debate. Well, I mean that, you can't be a comrade alone. That's ridiculous.
Comments?
Scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 3. But all in all, I'd have to say that it's still pretty good for a hot-headed jerk, ja?
Maybe if you spoke up a bit more. What the?
The rain just stopped.
The war is over, and the gates of Nirvana have opened. Sarah will be there.
And yet, we still haven't reached that chest up there. That we'll explore another time. Because our next destination is the Karma Temple itself, which is the final dungeon. A fairly long final dungeon, admittedly, but indeed it is the final dungeon. This is a fairly short game overall, but the sequel is effectively part of the same thing. And there are some post-game challenges to take on. Speaking of post-game, though, also apparently this is Sarah's house, according to the people here. I mean, I guess that would make sense. Apparently we all went to the beach with her once. And I love how Heat's evolved into a tsundere now. Oh hey, the brutes are wearing orange camo now, that's cool. But yeah, there's no need to fight anyone anymore. We're all one tribe at this point. Well, I'd say that, and yet we still have random encounters in the Brute's base. For example, yeah, some of them are starting to surrender, but there are also other Varin loyalists who will still be in the base because they have to justify random encounters still existing somehow. So what I was saying was, there are a couple of optional challenges that have opened up to us. Now, technically, one of them can be done as soon as you get the red key if you want to make the effort to trek all the way back through the Samsara tunnels. I'm going to be doing that one and all the red walls next time, and then we'll be going over a different optional area, which unlocks after defeating Varin, / Colonel Beck, / Ravana. And then we'll be heading to the Karma Temple. So, sorry to put this off, the Karma Temple as well is a very long final dungeon. Also, hey, we have cell bonuses. Probably should have checked that out earlier. Graven Image. Chakra Elixir, that one's a good one. The Graven Image is effectively an infinite use diorama. The Chakra Elixir is an infinite use 50 MP heal. That one, as much as I normally like saving my cash for mantras, this is pretty nice to have. I may as well also buy the Graven Image. It effectively outclasses the Graven Shard. In fact, what a lot of people do is, a lot of people sell the Graven Shard once they get the Graven Image. Speaking of selling things, we've got 2 fusion cells to basically recoup our investment on those items. Some logic cells, and some theory cells. I don't know if that'll get us to the next cell bonus. Because there are still some cells in the Karma Temple. No, we have not reached the next bonus yet, because I believe the next bonus is what gives us one of the best items that you can get out of the vendor. Also, they're selling some new ammo here. Charm Shot, 104 attack power, and 120 attack power with no secondary effect, Forged Shot. If you want to use guns, these are probably the way to go, but I'm going to hold out on the possibility that we might be getting something better in the Karma Temple. However, I do want to get more Dis Stones and Dis Eggs. This is probably way too many, but that'll definitely last me throughout the entire post-game. And as a proof of concept, we can now use this exit to leave the Brute's base and return at any time. So yeah, we can go back to Anja whenever we want to. Because our final destination will be Sahasrara, but next time, I'll be covering all of the red walls in earlier areas, ending with Svadhisthana and an optional boss. See you all then.